Alright, let's go. Oh! Oh, now this looks much different. Very cool. Very artificial looking. Kind of gives me Institute vibes. Obviously not, but you know. Very pristine. Is that the vault? I wouldn't be surprised. Customs. Where is he? It would be Wallace, so oh. Wow, why are you wearing an original vault suit? Yes I am, and you won't believe that what I had to go through to get the damn thing. Here, take this day pass and go speak with our first citizen. I'm sure she will have many questions for you. Thanks. I think I'll have some questions for her. Here you go. Alright, before you go in, we have to search your belongings first. Okay. Well, there you're clean. Head on in. And no, he gets to come in too. So what on earth do we do here? I like the music here. Alright, let's go to the vault entrance, which apparently is right here. This is the morgue guy? Believe so. Oh. Hello and welcome, traveler. Have you heard the word today? And you are? My name, I'm Thomas More, preacher of the word and the truth. And what brings you to me today, friend? Do you seek the word? The word? The word, my friend, the word, my selfishness. Mixing a slew of arrogance and what you have, Vault City. And all its self-righteousness, slave trade and glory. Why do you live here if you hate it so much? Wow, we're better to preach than those that needed to hear the most. I suppose you're right. Time to hear the wailing of our kin outside these walls and let them in. We have more than enough to feed and shelter our brothers. We need not be rich when so many are poor. I hear you. I'm trying to humor him. Friend, as I look upon you today, I see strength. I see faith. Do my eyes deceive me, or do they see a kindred soul that shares my cause? Damn right. Let me ask you this, friend. To what lengths would you go to spread the word? No lengths are too long, and no distance is too great. When the cause is just and the word is true, whatever needs to be done, I will do it. Even though it may mean banishment from the oasis. Anything to release my fellow man from his bonds. Leans in. I have a briefcase with information vital to our cause. Will you deliver it to the new Reno for me? I would do it, but the citizens here are watching me. So you admit you have ties to Namina, eh? That's gonna cost you, friend. I'll say, sure, give it to me. Here it is. Deliver this to the man, John Bishop, in New Reno. Tread carefully, my child, and carry the word with you. Deliver this briefcase to John Bishop? No problem. Alright, we got that quest. We had to humor him. We had to play on his side for a second, you know what I'm talking about? There's so many buildings. The Central Council building. Maintenance center. Weird place. Very strange. Whoa. Whoa. Now that's a large building. Also where Vault City ends, so it ain't that big of a place. Let's save right here. Quite the place, if you ask me. Very strange seeing like actual like plant life. We're gonna say hi to this person.
You're wearing a vault suit. I never imagined I would meet an inhabitant of another vault. This Vault 13, where is it located?
Isn't this the vault my ancestor originally came from?
Quite impossible. In the century we have lived outside the vault. No one has ever chosen to leave. Although there were 2 citizens exiled from our city long ago, as punishment for their crimes.
Oh. What do these citizens do?
Murderers, both of them. Boyarsky was exiled 10 years ago, and Richard Moreau was exiled shortly after we left the vault. Citizenship is a sacred trust. Crime is not tolerated within our walls.
So is this vault... I'm assuming this vault, I don't know which number it is. They had the tools and stuff. When they got out of the vault, they came and made Vault City. They created and replanted and everything when they came out of the vault. Right, if this is not the right vault, then I must find the one my ancestor came from.
Perhaps some mention of your vault is in our computer archives.
First citizen, it is very important to me that I find out the location of my ancestor's vault. If I could check the archives, I will be grateful.
We could check the vault computers. They would probably have the information you seek, but only citizens are allowed to access the archives.
Is there some way I can become a citizen?
You may speak with Proconsul Gregory. He has authority to administer the citizenship test. He can be found in the meeting room down the corridor.
Okay. I will speak with Gregory. Thanks for your time, first citizen.
Or there is another way to become a citizen.
Another way. What is it?
Rather than taking the test, you could prove your commitment to the vaults in a more substantial way. As an outsider, you are in a unique position to resolve a difficult situation for us.
What kind of situation?
There's a town, if you could call it that, to the northeast of our city. It is filled with creatures that are polluting the groundwater with dangerous radiation.
What are we going to do about it?
Disable their plant permanently, so that they cannot cause any more damage.
Sounds easy enough. I'll be back when the situation is resolved.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Can I help you?
Who are you?
I am Proconsul Gregory. Is this the office you're looking for, or...
Oh yeah, what did you do here?
I am the assistant to the first citizen. I schedule her appointments, administer the citizenship test to potential applicants, and update all the lists on the Vault City server. No small task, I assure you.
The citizenship test.
Yes, I am responsible for administering the citizenship test to anyone who wishes to become a citizen of Vault City.
What's the test exactly?
It is a comprehensive exam divided into several parts. Advanced mathematics, spatial relations, deductive reasoning, language comprehension. Oh, and there is also a thorough physical examination.
Sounds complicated. Can I take this test?
Well, anyone may take the test. I think in your case, however, it would be a waste of time for both of us. Someone of your caliber is simply not citizen material.
I'll have to take the test anyway.
Very well. Here are the forms 5028, 6112, and the Pip-Boy answer console. Please be sure to fill in each circle completely. Now, if you would take a seat over here.
All right.
All right, time's up. Let's see your form.
Wait, just a minute more. Oh, forget it here.
No. That's wrong. That's not right either. A divide by 0 error here. Needed to carry the 2. Oh my, your vocabulary is sadly lacking as well, I see.
So...
Well, I regret to inform you, I cannot grant you citizenship at this time. Frankly, you don't seem to have the intelligence necessary to grasp higher mathematics.
Darn. Maybe some other time then. Basically, it's called stupid. That's hilarious. Where is Mr. Stark?
What do you
Oh.
want?
Goodness. I'm guessing you're Stark. Who are you?
I am Citizen Sergeant Stark, outsider. Is there something I can help you with?
Can you tell me where the vault is?
The vault's right outside the door. Only citizens are allowed in there, so I don't want to catch you bothering the guards.
Can I ask you something?
Like what?
What did he do here?
I run the correction center. Keep the outworlders in line. Make sure the servants behave. Organize patrols. Try and protect the city from raiders.
You the one who busted up Cassidy's bar?
Maybe your friend Cassidy there didn't tell you that he...
I did a lot of traveling. Anything I can help you with?
What do you mean?
I could do some recon for you if you're short-handed.
No. You need a Pip-Boy to get the job done right, and I can't spare one right now.
I already got a Pip-Boy. It's old and cranky, but it seems to have wires and buttons yanked out everywhere, but it works.
Yeah? Has it got a Northern California world map installed?
Yes, well, at least from what I can see through the fog of war on the damn thing.
I got a job for you then. I need someone to scout the terrain around Gecko, that ghoul encampment to the northeast. Hit the 8 sectors on the world map around the town, then report back.
Alright, I'll come back after I scout the area. I don't know where I was going, but you know. Time to leave. Gecko. We got new Reno. We got Gecko. Check it out.
Chosen,
Oh.
the spirits of our ancestors guide me to a world of dreams that I may touch thoughts. Our village suffers without the holy Gek. Your hands hold our lives as a father holds his children.
Cool. Gecko. A small settlement named Gecko. Sidon Oil. Oh, that sounds familiar. Radiation warning sign. Gecko is a ghoul town. Tall ghoul with long hair.
Hello there.
Oh,
Looks like you're another tragic player. Have time for a game? Or are you yeller? I'm calling you out.
I really don't have time for it. Well, how long would one game take?
No time at all. Let's go. I've got a new deck I want to try.
Well, let's play then.
I won! Fuck you! You are dumb! I have crushed you! Now I can build an even better deck with your cards!
Oh yeah, you won. Goodbye. Scary sounds. Especially short, older ghoul. Hello there. My name's Lenny. How can I help you? What do you do here? Well, I'm Harold mostly. I help Harold mostly. When people get hurt, I help them out. Help Harold do what? I help Harold administer the town, and there's always more paperwork to do. Alright, see you then. Oh, Harold.
Hello
Oh,
there, smooth skin. The name's Harold. I help keep this town running.
Harold! Man, it's been a while. I can see the tree start growing on you. Wasn't much in the last game, but it's here. But you know, Harold doesn't know us. He knows our ancestor. So, is that a tree growing out of your head?
Jealous? His name's Herbert. I talk to him when I get lonely. Just kidding. His name's Bob.
Bob. Bob. Right. Well, maybe you or Bob will help me answer to this.
What you need, youngster?
What do you do here, Harold?
Whatever it takes to keep this place together. Better job on it than me.
It's really cool seeing a familiar face. This place is coming apart?
Well, sorta. Our atomic reactors are mind sensitive. The people I got running it mean well, but, well, they are not the sharpest tools in the shed, if you know what I mean.
What do you mean?
Need a little time on the whetstone yourself, huh? I mean, they are not too bright. Here's an example. The other day, I get a report. On it, it says the main coolant valve should be shut down. That would have caused a meltdown. That would make the Grand Canyon look like a pig wallah.
Well, that sounds bad.
Oh, yeah, that would be bad. Now, I got things fixed up in time, but we came close to the end there. Whew. They need someone to watch out for them.
Good thing you're here to help them.
Who'd have thought I'd be making things right? Although, if we don't get a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator pretty damn quick, there is gonna be trouble.
The hell is a hydromagna whatever later?
Well, technically, it's a thingy.
A thingy. What does it do?
Without a functional hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, we are leaking radioactive coolant into the groundwater. Now that means anyone using that water is not gonna need a nightlight to take a midnight piss. Also, we need more fuel because our power plant is not burning it very efficiently.
Sounds bad. Where would you get the hydromagneto something or another or other?
Well, I'm certain those ornery bastards in Vault City have one. Not that they'd share. Hell, even if we had one of those thingies, I'm not so certain Festus could install the dang thing.
Vault City wouldn't give you the part, even if it means that a groundwater won't be polluted anymore. That the groundwater won't be polluted anymore. Even if it means that the groundwater won't be polluted anymore.
Well, they'd only help us if they thought it was in their own best interest to do so. Not much chance of that happening.
You might be right. Still, if someone could convince them that they should. You might be right. Still, if someone could convince them that they should help you.
They shoot ghouls on sight. Makes conversation a bit tricky.
Damn. I wonder if somebody else could tell them.
We need a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, and it needs to be installed soon, or we have got some real problems.
What happens if I don't get the part?
If we don't get it, you can bet those boneheads from Vault City will shut down our power plant permanently.
What will you do then?
Take dirt naps. Vault City doesn't play nice. They'll just come up here and kill all of us if we don't get that part. Well, at least I'll have a tree for a monument.
Oh, that's foreshadowing. Sounds like you need that Hydra thingy pretty badly. Let me ask you something else right now.
What you need, youngster?
You must know if there's something called a Garden of Eden creation kit here.
Garden of Eden creation kit? A Gecko, right? I seem to remember Vaults had those. Don't know where you'd find one today. What you need, youngster?
Is there some place I can barter or resupply here?
Well, you might try talking to Woo's over in the Harp. You can't miss it. It's just across the way. What you need, youngster?
Bye, Harold. I will be back. Down these guys. The hell is that? Is that a talisman? Is that the talisman? Hey, it doesn't. Look at that. Skeeter? And maybe. It very well may be. Who are you? Oh, his name is John. Why Lumpy? It explains a lot, really. And up here, Broken Hills. Well, a caravan from Broken Hills found me and brought me here. Been here ever since. One thing about the ghouls here is that they care more about what kind of person you are inside. A big family. Broken Hills, what are those? Where are those? Broken Hills is where we get all the uranium that we need for the atomic reactor. From what I understand, the uranium is mined by mutants down there. But they have humans trade the stuff for them. Why do they have humans trade the stuff for them? Well, because they trade uranium to Vault City too. Vault City treats anyone that is not a pure strain human, just like lepers. So Broken Hills uses human traders, some guy named Chet, I think. Chet, huh? I'll keep that in mind. Saw that in the junkyard. Junkyard left from the building reactor before the war. The rest of this stuff, I just don't know, but Skeeter collects all kinds of stuff here. That's all I need to know. Goodbye. Is this Skeeter? Hello, I'm Skeeter. I sort out footprint things around here. Have you heard of something called the Garden of Eden creation kit? You're looking for a Gecko, huh? Well, I don't rightly know where you might find one of them. Those things. I know that Vault City probably used to have them themselves one. Vault City had one? I think it's obvious. They sure did. That's how come they're so darn well off. It sure ain't 'cause they know what they're doing. It's 'cause the Gecko done stirred up on the crops. And it got their town running where they ought to go. Where then they can come out of the vault. Who would have an unused Gecko? Well, let me see here now. As I recollect, most vaults were supposed to have themselves a Gecko. You might try looking for another vault somewheres. Thanks for the advice. Let me ask you something else. I have some things I want you to take a look at. What do you want me to look at? Okay. Do you have a battery that I could use to fix a car? Funny you ask that. You see, cars use replaceable fuel cells, or batteries, or for fuel. What usually broke down was a fuel cell controller. Most amateur mechanics just assume that there's the battery. It's the battery itself. But you know what? Assuming things does, don't ya? No, I don't actually. Well, assuming that makes you the ass out of you and me, get it? Thanks for listening. I know where one is. What's it gonna cost me to get that fuel cell controller? Well, money's nice, but I have something else right now. Something I can't get myself. What do you need? These days, good tools is hard to get them parts. Is. I need myself a brand new super toolkit. Snapping something brand just. Toolkit, where can I get that? I reckon that the best place to go on and get it that would be the damn Vault City somewheres. They got all kinds of tools. But they sure as heck wouldn't be getting the ghoul now. How? So I'm gonna bring the super toolkit and then you'll give me the car part. Exactly. That's the deal. One super toolkit for one fuel cell controller. Sounds like a fair deal, I guess. Very interesting.
Hello there.
Oh.
My name's Gordon. Gordon of Gecko.
Oh. Hello, Gordon. I'm Melon. What do you do here? His hair.
I look for opportunities.
Opportunities like what?
I look for ways of maximizing my potential worth.
Sounds like greed to me.
I am greedy, but most people misunderstand greed. Greed is a powerful driving force. Throughout history, mankind's greatest achievements were driven by men that wanted to better their positions, driven by greed. Greed, for a lack of a better word, is good.
Well, I'll take your word for that, Gordon, but what does greed have to do with Gecko?
So far, not much. But in greed lies Gecko's salvation. I have important information about the survival of Gecko, but I can't get anyone to listen to me.
What kind of information?
Well, I've calculated that if our reactor was running properly, we could generate an enormous amount of excess power. Far more than Gecko needs.
Alright.
I've also found out from a very reliable source that Vault City cannot expand with that additional power.
Vault City can't expand?
Vault City, you see, has enough power for their current needs, as long as they're careful. But the Vault power plant that they use was never designed for the increased load their city is putting on it. It's at peak capacity right now. Without more power, they can't expand.
Let's see how this helps you.
Well, if our power plant's working better, we could trade our excess power and technical expertise to Vault City in exchange for medical technology.
And?
Without more power, Vault City will burn out their reactor within 15 years. If Gecko's reactor isn't repaired, we won't last half that time. Without medical technology, all of us ghouls are going to die off in the next 20 years anyway. Everyone loses if Vault City and Gecko don't cooperate.
Okay, that's interesting. So you're a good Samaritan, huh? Somehow I don't buy that.
Not at all. I've got my end covered. I'd be the natural choice to administer this project. Greed is my driving force, but thousands of lives are saved by it. Greed is good. At least it would be if I could get anyone in Vault City to read my economic data.
I might be able to show the data to someone in the Vault City.
Well, I have all the relevant economic data on a disk. You may have it, if you promise to show the data to someone in Vault City that can understand and make use of the data it contains. But be discreet with it. Not everyone there will be happy you talk to us ghouls.
Okay, I'll take the disc. I'm sure that I can put it into the right hands. Alright. Well, yeah. Inner City. Alright. Back in Vault City. To the inner city. Oh. Who am I talking to here? Oh, the northwest corner. Okay. Thank goodness for guides. I would not be able to figure this out on my own.
Hello.
Oh.
Can I help you?
Oh. Who are you?
I am Senior Counselor McClure. And you are?
Melon. Pleased to meet you.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a Garden of Eden creation kit.
A Gecko? As I understand it, we only had one. I read that it lasted a long time, but it broke down a number of years before I was even born. We were supposed to have two.
Supposed to?
But apparently the old government messed up the shipments, and we received a shipment that was meant to go to a vault number 13, I think it was. They probably received our other Gecko.
Oh. What was in the shipment that was meant for Vault 13?
Water chips.
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't know why they sent so many. We've never needed to replace ours. We have had the same water chip since the day our people lived underground, in the vault.
What the heck? The whole reason why Fallout 1's plot happened is because they didn't have any water chips. And it broke down. It's not supposed to break down. That's interesting. What happened to the Gecko that broke down?
It was disassembled, and its parts were used for other applications.
Can I ask you another question?
What is it you would like to know?
I'll ask him this question later. What's your job here?
I am the senior council member. I oversee the council meeting.
Then what's the first citizen do?
She is the leader of the people. The citizens of Vault City look to her for guidance. But the citizens, through the council, still have final say on matters. In these trying times, she is a pillar of our society.
Oh, okay. Trying times, what do you mean?
Things have been tough these last 2 years. The NCR has been getting more aggressive in their attempts to get Vault City to join the Republic. They tell us that if we were to join, they would be able to defend us from the raider attacks on our city. As of late, these raider attacks have become more brutal. On top of all of this, we have ghouls in Gecko contaminating our groundwater.
I'm curious what he thinks of Gecko.
It is just northeast of here. But if you are planning on going there, I would advise you to purchase some anti-radiation drugs. If they are contaminating our water, it's likely their town itself is irradiated.
What is Gecko?
It is a forsaken place. A shanty town built around the remnants of an old atomic power plant. What is it you would like to know?
I think you might have a part that could fix Gecko's power plant.
What do you mean?
If I had a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator, I can make that power plant run clean.
That's an acceptable solution. Stopping the radiation poisoning is all I care about.
I'm worried that Lynette will withhold my citizenship if I fix the power plant.
If you fix their plant, I'll give you citizenship. And there's not a damn thing she can do about it.
Excellent. Where can I get the part?
Go see Randall, the chief amenities officer. He should have the part in stock.
There's one other thing. You might find this economic data disk interesting.
I'm sorry. An economic data disk? What do you mean?
It's an economic data disk that shows the amount of energy that Gecko's atomic power plant produced before the war, and could produce again.
I see. So, what does this have to do with me?
Well, as I understand it, Vault City Power Generator can only support so many people. In fact, it's already nearing its limit.
I'm not going to ask you how you came by that information, but if it were true, what are you proposing?
Once the Gecko's power plant is fixed, the disk indicates it's possible it could produce enough energy for Vault City 2. It looks like the reactor would need to be optimized first, though.
Are you suggesting we seize Gecko and take their power plant? I will not listen.
No. If Gecko could receive the optimization data for their plant, I'm betting they would be willing to trade their excess power for medical assistance.
As far as medical assistance goes, I'm not unsympathetic to the plight of the ghouls. They certainly have suffered enough. But how could we optimize their plant?
I don't know. Maybe there's someone I can talk to once the plant is repaired.
I have no objections to your proposal. If you can find some means of optimizing the plant, let me know.
Alright, I'll go get that part from Randall and see about repairing the reactor first.
I'll keep the economic disc and study it some more. Perhaps I can persuade the council to enter negotiations with Gecko to trade for their power. The data disk could be a strong argument in of itself.
I appreciate it. Thanks. What a lad. What a lad. Looking for Randall. Are you Randall? You are Randall. Councilor McClure said that you have a hydroelectronic magnetosphere regulator in stock that I could have. Yeah, he said you'd be stopping by, Melon. Right. So wait 1 minute, and I'll get you the hydroelectric magneto, the high mag. Yeah, all right. There you go. 1 high mag. Kind of looks like a lava lamp, doesn't it? Don't drop it. It's pretty fragile. Oh well. Lame. Time to go back. A swarm of mantis. No thank you. We're here! Oh. Very cool. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Wow. This be the place. Hey, let me see if we... Welcome to the atomic power plant. Just a warning to you. If anything goes wrong while you goes inside, we're going to blame you, smooth skin. Be careful. Yeah, good. Like a maze. Oh, there it is. Wow. It's amazing. Super secret. Poseidon. This door? Yeah, it has to be. Red passkey. Nice. Oh, red. Just red. I just didn't. I just now saw that. That's a big Mr. Handy. All right. Nice part you got there. Just what you need. Glad you like it. Want to install it? I'd like to help you out. But, he's the resident genius over there. Where's Festus? Festus is out the way you came in. He's out in the control room. Can't miss him. Oh,
this
goodness
part of
gracious.
my atomic reactor.
Well, I have a part you need to fix the reactor.
You have a spare hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator on you?
Yeah, I actually do. You actually know what that is? Okay. Of course. Are you ready to install it?
Well, I guess I could install it. I'm certainly the only one that can install it right. Installing a hydroelectric magnetosphere regulator is pretty tricky.
Here's a regulator. Yeah, I can count on you.
Okay, I'm here. But I'm still not sure that this isn't the right part. Or that it's not a trap somehow. You know, I'm much too valuable to waste. Maybe I should let someone else do this. Later. Much later.
It needs to be done now, and you're the only person that can do it, right? Come on. All of Gecko depends on you.
Okay, that's got it. Hey, I did it. I really am that good.
Hell yeah, that 50 karma and 42,000 or 4,200 experience. Heck yeah. We're at it. Thanks for helping us out. Heck yeah, let's get out of here. That is dingy place. Okay. I'm gonna go back in there. I need to get that hollow disc from him. Oh shit.
The reactor's running pretty good now, alright. Could still do with a tiny bit of tune-up, maybe. But I'd say it's a pretty good job all the same.
More work? What do you mean?
I mean that the reactor's running now, but it sure could run better. I mean better by a long country mile. If we just had a smidge more data. Now, if you could get the optimization data, we'd be cooking with gas. Well, you know what I mean.
Optimizing data, where can I get that?
Well, you could probably get the information from the Vault City Central computer.
Well, let's see what I can do.
I bet a clever one like you could just sneak in there and use a holodisk with the reactor performance information on the central computer. Then sneak the disk right back here. That'd do it. I'd do it myself, but I'm just too valuable here to leave, even for a moment.
Hate to leave a job half done.
That's the spirit. I was hoping you'd say that. Great. Just use this disk here on Vault City's central computer, and then get it right back here. We'll use less uranium, the core won't leak so bad, and this Vault City won't have any reason to come exterminate us.
I sure don't want to see Gecko destroyed. I'll do it.
I sure wish I could spare the time to go do it myself, but I can't. All I can say is, thanks, kid. You'll be doing all of us here a big favor. You make me so proud.
Well, I better get going. Goodbye, Festus. I'll be back with the data you need just as soon as I can. All right. Back to Vault City. All right, Inner City. Oh, strange.
Yes? Was there something else you wanted? What is it you would like to know?
I repaired the Gecko's plant.
Excellent. I was worried that the radiation buildup might force us to relocate. You are to be commended on a job well done.
Yes.
Here's your citizenship papers.
Yes.
If you ever need anything, come see me.
Vault City prevails, Counselor. Heck yeah, we're a citizen of Vault City.
Good day, citizen. Of course, citizen. What is it you'd like to know?
I found a way to optimize the Gecko reactor.
What is it?
I have a reactor data disk here from Gecko. According to the technician at the power plant, the Vault City computer can optimize the reactor disk and make the plant run more smoothly.
Very well, citizen. You have my permission to use the Vault computer and optimize the reactor disk. You can find it on the 3rd level of the Vault, near the operations room.
Excellent. Thank you, Counselor. I will go do that. Heck yeah!
Yes? What is it I can help you with?
Well, I wanted to ask you some
Of
questions.
course. What can I help you with, citizen?
This is Vault City. Why don't you live in a vault?
No, we do not live in the vault. They were a temporary measure to protect a chosen few from the war and aid them in the subsequent construction of a new world.
It's important that I speak with the overseer. Can you take me to him?
There is no overseer.
Oh.
When we came to the surface, we formed a new government. The overseer position was superfluous.
Huh. New government. Tell me about it.
We exited the vault 120 years ago, and with the help of our Eden kit began construction of Vault City. 10 years later, the overseer retired, and a council of citizens was established. The council appointed the initial first citizen.
So you're the leader then?
Correct. I am first citizen of Vault City. Yes? What is... Of course. What can I help you with, citizen?
I want her to tell me the vault number, but you know, whatever. The vault. Listen, may I help you? I'd like to enter the vault. Of course, please pass through. Oh, check this out. But which vault is this? First aid kit. Heck yeah. Beep boop, beep beep. Hello there. I haven't seen you around here before. Are you a new citizen? Yeah, I just got my citizenship recently. Oh, welcome to Vault City, fellow citizen. We did around here. Medical assistant, or for Dr. Troy. Ask you a few questions. Tell me where the central computer is. 3rd level. Haven't been down there in ages. Why not? I don't know. Not much reason to go down there and into the vault. Question. Can you tell me more about Vault City? Vault City? Well, actually, there's not much to say. I mean, I've been a citizen all my life, but there's not much to do in Vault City at all. Oh, sorry to hear it. The doctor. Doctor. Hello, I'm Dr. Troy. How may I be assistant? No, just passed through. Smallville's named Arroyo. Vault. You're not a Vault City native. Where are you from? I'm from Arroyo. Arroyo. Looking for somebody. Why? I'm looking for somebody who might be able to perform a special errand for me. What is it? It has come to my attention that there may be a new drug in the waste. It's called Jet. I believe I'm willing to pay $1,000 for a sample of this drug. Not interested, thanks. Alright. 4-2. Oh, yeah, 4-3. There's nothing on this floor. Level 3. Back here. The computer terminal. You have logged on the Vault City Central Computer. The interface seems relatively easy to understand. Everything seems to be broken down to archives. Search the archives for a location of Vault 13. The archives list only 2 vaults, Vault 8, this vault, and Vault 15, located far to the south. Oddly enough, there is no mention of Vault 13. You enter Vault 15's location into your Pip-Boy. Search archives for more information. That's interesting. It's like Vault 13 wasn't even, like, heard of. Any references to eating a Gek? No stock of the Gek. Cross-reference the Gek information. Due to a shipping error, it appears Vault 8 received a box of surplus water chips intended for another vault. The other vault most likely received a Vault 8 second Gek. Vault 8. That's interesting. Okay. Insert the Gecko power plant disk. Begin optimization procedure. Please remove disk, search the archives, and a log off terminal. Did I do it? Think I did it. Right. Hard to know, really. I'm a citizen, so I can do this. I think. What's that? Looks important. I'll be taking it. Antidote. Radaway and Radex. So much stuff. Bingo. A bingo. All right. Save real quick. Return to Festus.
Thanks for getting the data we needed from Vault City to optimize this leaky old beast. You're a sly one. No denying it, by cracky. Almost as good a job as I could have done myself. Of course, if you want to actually finish the dang job, just use that disk on the robot control terminal. Understand me? Well, okay then.
Well, I don't like only the job half done. Goodbye, Festus. Robot terminal. Oh, if I do this. Optimization procedure was successful. You gained 2,500 experience and 20 karma. Alright. We're out of here.
Mighty kind of you helping us out with the atomic power plant. We're in your debt. Now, what can this cranky old carcass do for you?
Just passing through. Just want to... See you, Harold. Back to Vault City. That's right. Forgot. Technically, I don't need to go in there. So where's this Valerie person? Is Valerie in the bar? Or is she over here? I closed it. Nope. Oh. What do you want? Are you okay? You look upset. Well, it's my husband, Hot Joshua. He's got into some trouble at the bar. He accidentally struck a citizen. and was arrested. He didn't mean to. He was just drinking and arrested. Where is he now? Well, I mean, if he was drunk and attacked someone, then he should be arrested. But it was an accident. He didn't mean to do it. Where is he now? Inside the city, it's in the servant allocation. They said he could work off his prison sentence as a servant. That'll take years. What can be done? I don't have much money left, but to leave soon. It sounds like a solution. They treat servers pretty well in Vault City, don't they? Let me see what I can do, okay? Maybe I can talk to someone in the location center. The man in charge is Barkus, Officer Barkus. I couldn't even get inside the city to see him. I don't know even if Joshua is alright. Don't worry, I'll see what I can do. Dr. Andrew. Here to get patched up? Alright. Am I poisoned? Oh, I'm irradiated. No, did I just, Where's Valerie at, though? Is she in here? Okay. Ooh. Well, those aren't worth anything. Alright. Offer. Alright, so I can actually have a pistol. 44 Magnum, so I mean... Can't be horrible, right? Let's check out the tap house. Nice! It's pretty cool. Who's blocking my door? Oh, the door's closed. Valerie. Huh. Yes. Did you want something? Or are you just gonna stand there gawking like a moron? What was it? I was just happening to see what this place is. It's a maintenance ship for Vault City. No, sorry, I thought this might be a shop of some sort. Yeah, you got the some sort anyway. Anything in repair? Or you ask me a bunch of dumb questions. What do you repair here? Synthetic alcohol dispensers, radios, fire alarms, laser turret parts, computer monitors, you name it. When I get the tools to do my job. Tools. Right now, my wrench gun's missing. Again, and my pliers, these are stripped. Anything I can help you with? You? I doubt it. Well, I got a wrench and a pair of pliers right here. You do? Yep, here you go. Thanks, I mean, they're not great, but they'll do. Well, here are a few bucks for your trouble. Alright, I gotta wait a few days. Save Vault City. You won't believe this. Not less than a day after you gave me those tools, that supercomputer offered archives, but not just one. They sent me 5. What the hell is wrong with these ordering offices? Could you part with one of those toolkits? Why not? What I'm gonna do with 5? Take it, I swear. Thanks. No, I appreciate it. I put this kit to good use. Okay, so I got that kit. So yeah, toolkit. Servant allocation center. Who's in charge here?
Yes, citizen.
What is this building?
This? Why, this is the Servant Assignment Center. Were you in need of a servant?
Yeah, I'm looking for a particular servant, Joshua. I believe he is here.
Joshua. Yes, we do have a servant by that name, but you wouldn't want him assigned to you. Training him has been difficult. I'm not certain he can be trained.
Oh, I don't want him assigned to me. For far from it. I am concerned that he might be infected.
Infected? Infected with what?
Perhaps you noticed the lowered energy level of your servants recently. Short attention span, their inability to hear orders and follow them correctly. Yep, those are the only early stages.
Yes, I have noticed those symptoms in the servants as of late. Contagious, you say? Well, if this Joshua is a carrier, I should release him at once. Give me a moment to make the arrangements.
No problem, Joshua would be better off with the Outworlds anyway.
It is done. Joshua is no longer a servant of Vault City, and he's been moved into the courtyard with the rest of the Outworlders.
Sounds good. Hopefully he won't make this way back into the city. High speech. While I'm at it, I'm actually gonna search around. Wonder if Texas survived the war. That's funny. Their next game takes place in Texas. It's a deal. Here you go. For free, huh? Well. Huh. We just leveled up. More speech going. We're gonna increase our small guns. Absolutely increase it. North part. So he's gotta be in here. Oh, Jeremy, hello. I need something from storage. You're a friend of Skeeter's, are you? I would trust him to fix a toaster. Huh. Can't pick it up now. Yes, here it is, the requisition form. I need 3-step plasma transformer. Oh, one over here. Oh, yes. Not the latest model, but able to do. Alright. Time to head back to Skeeter. Great, you got the plasma regulator. Here you go. Let's see what you can work on. Oh, expand the magazine. Works on the workbench. Skip takes the weapon and enhances it. As you can see, what's against the back? There you go. Think you Skeeter. I'll go try it out. Hell yeah. Expanded mag. So you can do upgrades. See what? That's really cool. You can expand your weapons, upgrade them. Fuel cell controller. Awesome. Okay. What other things do I need to do here? Gecko cities are done. Okay. We still have to deliver Moore's briefcase to New Reno and scout the 8 sectors around Gecko, so we can do that. get the get the car part for Schmitty, which we have, and retrieve the Gecko for Arroyo, and find Victor Trader. All right, let's go. We're done here. Alright everyone, this is where I'll cut this episode off. We did so much in this episode. We went back and forth from Gecko to Vault City, fixing their power plant and getting our car part for the highwaymen, upgrading our weapons, and yeah, establishing an alliance between the two. So yeah, so next episode we're gonna go to the den to complete some stuff there as well. So I'll see you all on the next episode of Fallout 2.